Hello and welcome to computer class. My name is Dave and today we're talking about how to use Google. Now, I know what you're thinking as soon as you see this lesson title. Um, well, I know how to use Google. You just stick your cursor into the search bar and search for anything you want. CSS, for instance, and there we go. CSS tutorial, you have it. It's not that hard, Dave. Why in the world are you trying to teach me how to use Google? Are you crazy? Well, because there are more advanced ways to use Google that some of you haven't heard of yet. And so I want to try to give you those extra ways so that you search using the search engine correctly and better for the future. Okay? So something that should be noted is when you put parentheses around a specific word, it actually elevates and looks for that specific phrase in Google. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to leave up my notes on this side so you can actually write it down as you go. And at the same time, it helps me know where I'm at. So the first is called an or search. An or search is where you put two things um, in parentheses and then put or in the middle. So Doctor Who, parentheses, or capitalized, Sherlock Holmes. Okay. And when you do that, what it's going to do is it's going to find um, the instances where it's going to kind of compare the two, Doctor Who and Sherlock Holmes. So we have Doctor Who, Wikipedia, Sherlock Holmes. It's going to bring up all the stuff about both of them. So if you're trying to compare two objects, an or search is great. Like if you want to do Abraham Lincoln versus another president, this is a great way to compare them because you find all the information side by side. It's good for like research and looking things up. Okay. The next thing we're going to try right here is called a parentheses search. And what that is, and we can just add some parentheses to Doctor Who. All right. Let's just do it first. And when we do that, we are actually going and digging deeper into things about Doctor Who. So Matt Smith and Stephen Moffat. This will find results for Doctor Who. In addition to those, it will find pages that have the actor Matt Smith and producer Stephen Moffat. And so that's kind of nice. And this is another parenthetical search. So we have Matt Smith, the director, Stephen Moffat. Okay, they're both mentioned in these articles. See, Stephen Moffat, Matt Smith, still the 11th Doctor. Can you tell I'm doing a Doctor Who theme? Anyway, all right. The site search is another way to search. So if like some search sites are really big and you want to search the entire site. So for instance, if you want to search for David Tennant. Okay, again, we're using direct quotes so that we specifically search that site, bbcofamerica.com. And we do it finds David Tennant. Notice the website, bbcamerica.com. It's finding it. So we actually find an article on him specifically on the site BBC America, which is pretty helpful. So if you wanted to find a specific thing on National Geographic, then this would be a way to search the entire site. Even better than using their search engine on the site, because Google search engine's always going to be better at finding things than the search feature on the actual website, because Google is the best search in the world. Okay. You can also search a top level domain. And so, for instance, if you want to type fishing license, there we go. I'll put that in double quotes. Again, searching for the exact keyword like I said at the beginning. Site, and then a colon, and then .gov. And when I did that, it brings up several things. Here we go. Fishing, Maryland sport fishing and crab licenses. So you can click on that and find the available documentation there. And you can do this with lots of things. You can search an entire top-level domain, which .gov is a top-level domain. And we'll learn about that later. But it's great to be able to search Google that way. This is, again, how to use search engines. The next thing is a wildcard search. And basically what that is let's say you can't remember something. So you write the 3 and then put a star, and it'll bring up all the little searches. So Three Stooges, Musketeers, Little Pigs, The Body Problem, Amigos, Tenors, Degrees, you know, lots of different things. So let me just press enter and look at the search results here. Lots of novels, The Rule of Three, The Three Clubs, Three Musketeers, 3 from the definition on Merriam-Webster Dictionary. It's a wildcard. It finds for everything associated with the 3. Android. Here's another way to do. Oops, I spelled Android wrong. So I have Android tablet, and I'm going to contrast some pricing. 300 dot dot, and we're giving it a range of 600. So if you want to search for an Android tablet with a range of 3 to 600, see, notice it's finding all the tablets it's finding. So 500, 300, they're all in the range. And as I am searching for them, it gives me the ability to buy things actually within that range. Okay, so there's some connectivity searches. Link Amazon.com. All the pages that are linked to Amazon.com, it just lists them in order. There's a lot because Amazon has a lot of links to it. So here we say Prime. Change your account settings. Just if you need to see Amazon on LinkedIn, Amazon Gaming, Amazon Inc. overview, Wikipedia. So a lot of things that are linked to that. And then you can see the related pages. So you can see Walmart.com, Overstock.com, Macy's, Rakuten, Kohl's, Abe Books, a lot of resellers online that are really big. Okay. All right. In case you forgot, finding some keywords, do info facebook.com, and there you go. You can find information about Facebook. Just even like what's published on the web about them. So that's helpful to know information about them. Keywords that are not documented. So you can do in title, Android, and iOS. Okay, and there you go. It gives you the difference between the two. It's kind of information in the title. So you can kind of search by title there, these like lineups, if you will. And then an advanced search, which if you scroll all the way to the top, and just give me a second to scroll over here, you click on settings. You see here you have an advanced search feature, and you can type anything into the advanced search you want. So I'm going to type news, Martin Luther King, and so it's searching for all these words, but you could use the exact phrase. There's lots of other criteria. You can change the language, the region specific, and you hit advanced search, and it finds everything about Martin Luther King Jr., which is pretty cool. Here's a really cool one, a reverse search. So you get yourself an image. So let's say I Googled Blink by Ted Decker. This is one of my favorite books. Go to images. And let's just say I grabbed, this image right here. Right click, save image as, download it to my desktop. Okay. And then, let me just make this a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. If I click right here on the, again, I have to be on the images tab here. If I click on the photograph here, I can either paste a URL to an image, or what I'm going to do, upload an image. So I'm going to choose that file from my desktop. And notice when I search for it, I was searching for hair design. It's not exactly what I want. Let me try this again. Actually, it's to the top one. I think that was the one. There we go. That was the correct one. It was a different one. We don't want hair. We want the book. Anyway, it finds the book on obviously Ted Decker's website there. It also finds all of the connective links to that photograph, which is really cool. So that's awesome. This is a great, you can search with photographs, in other words, is what I'm trying to prove. Okay, so let me put that back over there. All right, close out of that. All right, you can limit by file type, which is really cool. So I'm going to do in parentheses time management and file type. Oops. Ah, colon pptx. I know I said ppt, but pptx would be better. It stands for PowerPoint. And here we have from a university, I guess they have listed their PowerPoint on time management. So I can just click and download that, open it up, and you go, bam, I have a PowerPoint on time management. Okay? And you could do anything in these in between these parentheses, just so you guys know. I'm just suggesting possible searches. So you do whatever you need to do. You could also search for a JPEG. You could change the file type to JPEG or PDF or whatever suits you. You can find similar sites. So related, let's do restaurant.com because that sounds fun. Restaurant.com. All right. And here we go. Grubhub.com, delivery.com, Zag, road food, all the different related restaurants to restaurant.com are coming up. You can search for definitions. Define irony. Oops. In irony, you could hit play. Tells you what the word sounds like. The expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite, typically for humorous or emphatic effect. It's ironic to read the word irony. Anyway, side note. Calculator. That's another cool one. Now you could just type the word calculator and you automatically have a calculator from Google, or you can actually do a calculation. It brings up a calculator. So here I am using the star, which means I am multiplying this number. There we go. It brings up the calculator, and that's the equals right there. And now I could use this calculator for the rest, obviously. And you can do any problem you want. So I could do, here, let me just copy this out of, it'll give me the answer. So 400 divided by 30 of 4 over 30 equals 1.77. Yeah, this is a complicated math problem, right? It just does it for you. It's kind of neat. All right, get the weather. You could just type weather and then your location. So weather for Baltimore. And there we go. Baltimore is 56 degrees currently. And it shows the temperatures. That's kind of nice. Next, you could check info on a flight. So let's just say I was flying on WN 499. It gives you the flight information. It's a Southwestern flight to Denver. I'm sorry, from Denver to Houston. So you just type your number in. It tells you the information. Tells you its scheduled departure. Tells you if it's on, it's going to be early or late or whatever. It's kind of cool. You can type that into Google. Next is currency. You can do US dollars to pounds. When you do that, it tells you the currency exchange rate. Of course, you could type anything into Google like that. Fahrenheit to Celsius. Yep, there we go. And it will do the ratio for you there. Lots of other measurements too, cups to milliliters, all sorts of things. You can get things translated. Wind in Spanish. You know, you type that, there we go. Tells you, even pronounces it for you. Viento. I don't even know. Did I say it right? A zip code search. So grab this is the address for the White House, and search it in there and put after it, get directions. And when I do that, it brings up kind of like a MapQuest such as interface, and you just click the directions here, and it can help you navigate to that location, all using Google. Again, we're still in Google, just learning how to use it. Here's one of my favorites. Do a barrel roll. What? Isn't that so cool? Yeah, it is. Can I do a barrel twice? Nah. Alright, how about 100 times? I don't know, these are searches people do. Nope, apparently it doesn't do it. I guess they don't want your thing to just be spinning for forever. Alright, one last one here is if you go to www.google.com/doodles/archive, you can find all of the Google Doodles, which are really neat. These are pictures that are on Google, and here's one of the latest ones. Some of them are games, which is pretty cool. The Halloween one, if you play it, is actually a game, which is super awesome. Anyway, I'll let you go through and look through these. There's tons of ones that have different games. Some of them are just um, GIFs that move. Other ones are actual games. But there's lots of Google Doodles here. Look at that. Wear a mask, save lives. Woohoo! And it tells you what day they're for. And you can even search for doodles. So if you search for Christmas, oops. All right, there's all the Christmas ones. Anyway, so there's a lot you can do with Google. It used to be, and I don't understand why Google took this down. It used to be you could type Atari Breakout. And you used to be able to click Google Images and it would form an Atari game right here, but now it doesn't do it anymore, which is super sad. Google, please bring that back. However, if you click this link right here, the top link, I think there's somebody has set up a site to do it. However, it has some weird ads, so I'm not going to click it. But you can actually like go there, or if you type Zergrush, which is another cool name, you can again, someone set that specific thing up on their site, and you can play the game. So two really cool games to have a lot of fun with your Google searches, and that should be it. So hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.